Hello fellow sim racers. Today's video was supposed to be some Forza Horizon 4 gameplay, but there appears to be a problem with Fanatec pedals that wasn't present in the demo. So that means I've decided to bring forward this video in order to feed the hungry YouTube algorithm. So, to cut a reasonably short story down even further, I recently decided to get back into iRacing, which I must admit is a sim I've not given enough time to. But because I like to be different, I thought rather than just posting full race videos here, it might be more interesting to put together a sort of highlights package stroke vlog. This is rather uncharted territory for me, so let me know in the comments if this format works or not. During my last stint in iRacing, I got myself out of rookies and then sort of ground to a halt with the Class D races. I didn't really get on with the rough 911 Cup car, and the Skippies didn't really appeal. But this season, iRacing has added the Ferrari Challenge series using the Ferrari GT3 car, which I'm getting along with pretty well. So, on to my first race. Somehow I managed to put the car on pole, which was a bit of a surprise. That being said, the field strength was pretty low, and at my measly 1300 I rating, I was technically the top rated driver, though not by very much. I was a bit slow reacting to the lights, but the rest of the field was even slower. So, all in all, an okay start. I naively took my normal line into turn 1, which left the door open to a good old-fashioned dive bomb. To be fair to Adam, he did telegraph it early, so I was able to see him and get out of the way. The intention for this race really was just to build on my safety rating and not to go all out and try and win, so dropping down to second was no real hardship. As you can see, I took the first half of lap 1 very gently. While I had done 30 or 40 practice laps, I was still pretty new to the car and really didn't want to pick up incidents that would hurt my rating, especially on cold tyres. But that didn't last that long. I started to realise that even though I was taking it pretty easy, I was still keeping in touch with the guy in front, and he himself didn't look all that comfortable in the car. Then I made a complete rookie error, one I've not made before or since. I lost the rear of the car completely and I couldn't catch it in time. More experience with the car would probably have helped here, but on the plus side, I only just touched the barrier, so any damage I did pick up would be minor. Anyhow, I got the car going again, and after giving myself a bit of a talking to, set off up the road with a calmer mentality. I was now running in 5th place, around 15 seconds off the lead. With minor damage, I set about trying to be consistent and careful, if not quick. A top 5 finish would be more than I deserved after that lap 1 incident anyway. What followed was a few laps of keeping my head down and staying out of trouble. The guys in 3rd and 4th looked like they were battling, and I was beginning to catch them at a decent rate. Then, the black Ferrari had a good old-fashioned moment at Druids, slowing the yellow and red car and generally making my life a little bit easier. Now, I don't know if the latter picked up any damage in that incident, but I began to catch him pretty quickly over the next half a lap or so. As you've probably seen throughout the video, I'm still trying to find my way with a 488. The fixed setup that you have to use in this series is pretty decent, but there are a couple of quirks you have to drive around. For starters, you can't turn the traction control or ABS off, or turn them down at all, which is pretty frustrating, as the ABS in particular seems very aggressive. The setup itself is pretty stable, though for my taste I prefer the balance to be a little further forward, as it's pretty easy to trigger turn-in oversteer if you're a little slow off the brakes. More on that later. That being said, I must say for a stock setup it feels miles better than most other racing sims seem to manage. Sensing a podium might still be on the cards, I continued to reel in the 3rd place guy, and seemingly my lack of ability to get Lodge corner right when it mattered didn't seem to hurt my chances too much. Despite his big mistake coming out of turn 1, I didn't really fancy my chances down the inside into Cascades, as it's really easy to park your car in the middle of the track. Still, I thought I'd make myself known in his mirrors, and then, well, there's that turn-in oversteer I was talking about. So, with 6 minutes left on the clock, I thought it was probably time to settle back down and make sure I didn't pick up any more off tracks. Thankfully, the rest of the race went without incident, and I eventually brought the car home 3rd. All in all, my first proper race back in iRacing was a bit of a mixed bag. I ended up starting on pole, dodged a potentially race-ending incident at the start, and then completely bottled it at the end of lap 1. So to come out of the race with a podium and plus 19 to my safety rating is a massive positive as far as I'm concerned. The plan at the moment is to keep running the Ferrari Challenge Series for the rest of Season 4, build my safety rating and then pick up something fun in C-Class next season. Oulton Park is a track that I've never really got on with all that well, and next week the series moves to Zolder, which I'm really looking forward to. The week after that's Daytona, and I expect that to be pretty interesting. Anyway, that just about wraps up week 1 of my attempt at taking iRacing a little bit more seriously. As I said before, please let me know if this format works or if you'd rather I just did more traditional races with commentary. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then it'd be great if you could hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for donating your precious free time by watching. It is very much appreciated. So all that's left to say is goodbye, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.